God, that really is loud, isn't it? Good evening, everybody.
Oh, I was enjoying that. What do you mean?
Oh, I'm so. I can put it back on if you want. Oh, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Shunting Yard. It is Thursday, 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. if you're me. I'm the odd one out this week. Again, it's not evening. It's not evening. It's night. Evening, Peachy. Is it evening? I don't know. We're starting.
It is, yes. James, regardless which time zone we're all in, it's still evening.
All right.
It's still dark outside.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, okay. I'll get on with that. Good evening, everybody. Let's start this again. Welcome back to the Shunting Yard. I'm James, and with me, I'm joined with Max.
Hello.
Say hi, Max. Rob.
Hi, Max. Damn, that's Rob thing.
You stole it!
God, we're already off to a good start. Rob, say hi, Rob.
Good evening, everyone.
And back with us again is Charlie from Hooterton. Hello, Charlie.
Hello. The door was open again, so I just let myself in.
Yes,
It's like a stray cat that just walks in, right?
We're leaving it open. Yes, Chris, we're full house today. Absolute full house today. How's your week been, guys? It's been a fun 2 weeks actually. Everybody else in the stream hasn't seen us for 2 weeks. We had a chat last week, didn't we? Very good chat.
We did.
That we did.
Could be worse. So I'm guessing you were all right.
I don't think anyone got told off.
No, we were all good. We were all very good. That was fine. What have you guys been up to this week? How busy's your week been, model-wise? Don't care about work.
This is where we try the rotation.
This is where we try the rotation.
So, yeah, modelling wise. So even though I didn't go, it was Bygones weekend at the Festiniog Railway, and seeing the pictures coming through that on social media meant that they had all their wagons about. So I've been making some wagons for my 009 layout.
Oh,
just
lovely.
to add to the collection.
Very nice.
So, weathering this Bartman offering. So yeah.
Lovely. Rob, what about you, mate?
Well, you guys all know what I've been up to this week. Because number 11 has taken on some colour.
Oh, God, it's pink.
It's a bit bright.
It's a bit pink.
It's going to be dulled down. I'm going to be using Null Oil to dull it down, but it's good to finally
Really?
see the whole loco coming together now. I've ordered some wheels to take apart these bogies that were also sent with it, so I can just fit them around the class 20 bogies and glue them on, and then it'll be practically there, I think, at least functionally.
Well, I can't wait to see that actually working and with a proper sound file behind it. How long do you
It's
think
got
that's
one.
going to be? But you haven't shown us.
That's got the HM7000 in it.
Yeah, but you've shown us the chassis with the sound, but you haven't shown us the body with the sound.
I have actually. It's on our Discord.
I saw that. Yeah.
Is it on the Discord? That shows you how much attention I've been paying this week. There
Where's
you
your
are.
commitment? Yeah.
Absolutely nowhere. Good stuff. Good stuff. Charlie, what about you, mate?
Me, I have a sound decoder to put in my 4400.
Ooh.
I cannot wait. I'm having a Prairie Fest on Saturday.
Prairie Fest. I can't think of anything better. Fantastic. Well, let's have a look at who we've got in the chat this evening. So we have, starting at the top, Phil's joined us. Good evening, Phil. We can talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Hold it.
Not so fast, Rob. Let me finish.
Oh,
Mark's joined us. Dave's joined us. Hello. Oliver's here. TS Railways is here. 3B. Jakub's here. Peachy's in as well. Red Hampton's here as well. Matt's joined us from Oz. Good morning. Aaron's joined us from New Zealand. Good morning as well. Thunderblade 989 is here again. Thank you.
we
very
haven't
much
seen
for
him
joining
for
us.
ages.
We have not. Hilton is in the chat as well. Good evening, Hilton. God, it feels weird saying it like that. Why aren't you here? Rob's joined us as well. Derek's joined us as well. Welcome, everybody. Thank you very much. Paxman Throb's here as well. Good evening. Railway Thinker as well. First time watching live. Well, thank you very much for watching us live, and we hope you stick around and come back and join us more often. That sounds a little bit loud. Does that sound a little bit loud to you guys? There we go. That's
less loud.
That's a lot less loud. That was literally one less point. There we are. Do I want the milk pancake? Yes, please.
Got milk.
Dan's joining us in the chat as well. There we are. So, we've got through that bit. What are you guys drinking? Max, what are you drinking today?
Oh, I'm on my usual tea for this kind of time of the day, and I realised that I miss a trick because you guys get your alcoholic beverages, and before the start of the stream, I'm rushing around making the brew because I don't want it cold by the time we start.
Need a kettle next to you.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Just imagine him brewing up in the middle of a stream. You can just hear the kettle boiling behind him.
Kettle on.
I'm imagining a gas burner behind him, and he's just going to do this later on and just turn around and start brewing another tea. So there we are. All good now, Mark? Thank you very much for letting me know. Yeah, I've turned off the auto volume and just whacked it straight up. So, Rob, what about you, mate? What are you drinking?
I'm on the Desperados this evening because I never get over the summer when it comes to drinks. So, and besides that, Desperados are just a bomb, aren't they? They're just so tasty.
Oh, how the yard has fallen.
I'm sorry. I'll get too Larry and then it'll ruin tomorrow, but maybe tomorrow doesn't matter.
But hang on, what if you put some you put some rum in your tea or something?
Oh, Irish tea.
Yeah, instead of Irish Pete, you could call it Irish Pete and get some whiskey in there.
Yeah.
I want Larry Max.
Is that like Diesel Larry?
Peachy, I will get to that as just before we start the news section, because that's an interesting tidbit that I did not know. So we can get to that in a moment. Sorry, Charlie, what about you, mate? What are you drinking?
I'm being...
Did you? Well, of course you did.
Even more boring. I'm just on water at the moment, sadly, because I drank all my whiskey.
No. You drank all your whiskey. That's not fair.
Yeah, I know. I didn't drink it before we came on. Last weekend I drank most of it, so...
I'm sure Rob...
My stores are dry.
All the Lambrini went last week.
Hey, I'm not a Lambrini girl.
No, you're a material girl.
No, especially comes from...
It's vodka, really.
It's IPA, what it is.
Oh my days.
99%.
You're brave. Practically moonshine. No, good for you.
You're ready to drink, you just sniff.
I myself, I'm still drinking the rum. I've got half a bottle to go, so I suspect that'll be mostly gone tonight, and my wife will kill me in the morning. But it is what it is. So, what about you guys? What have you guys been up to in the chat this week? Let us know what modelling you've been up to. Yes, that's what Thursday nights are for. Drinking and getting leery. Max?
I'm sorry, I'm new. I didn't get the handbook.
Who did his induction?
That's the one, yeah. I didn't get the induction.
God's sake, Dan.
No.
Are there any songs about trains?
Are there any? Well, no, but I saw. So now he's mentioned it. We have to say something on it. You know, I saw a video of a load of Swifties on a plane doing this, and was really hoping it would just. Yeah.
Let's not wish death on people on the stream, James.
Just drop a little bit and scare them. You know, just
terrify them. Yeah. Okay. All right.
I mean, will there be a 37 named after Taylor Swift? Who knows?
We'll see. So let's move on to the first segment, as we always do, a slimmed down version of the news.
The news.
Hilton, you better be in front of your TV or PC doing this. I want a picture of proof.
I knew that bit.
Literally just you.
So first bit of news, Peachy has mentioned this, and I didn't see this. So the Rail 200, which obviously Max knows, and Max's face is now covered.
Excellent. Yeah.
we'll just leave you out of it, Max. It doesn't. Rail 200 competition doesn't concern you.
Max knows about this. Where's he gone?
So Rail 200 is going to be judged by Pete Waterman using photos, not the actual layouts in the flesh. My photos were SHIT. Wow, okay. That's an interesting tidbit. I did not know that. I thought it was going to be done in the flesh.
That's breaking news. Breaking
Let's
news.
just say there were a lot of entries.
Yeah,
of course.
Many entries, which is brilliant. Great to see all of them. Yeah.
Is there a total that you're allowed to share? If not, don't. I'm just,
there will be a good selection available to view at Warnerly in November.
Lovely.
Warners have posted about it now, so I guess I can reveal that.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
And I shall be there, hopefully making some trains run across the modular ones as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the modular.
That's going to be cool.
Put together. You know, I think the idea in itself is fantastic. So I'm looking forward to that. But
that's going to give Laurie a run for his money.
Oh well, yeah. Modular layouts. So I think. I mean, well, yeah, it's not set up yet. We don't
know how big it is yet.
We've got that far, but actually getting it all to work, yeah.
It's a different story.
Should be fun.
It's like trying to get 3 different coders in the room and get their stuff to work. Oh, no, sorry,
like
that's a work thing. So, any high-level news that you probably don't think is part of this already that we need to know? I know that we have one show this weekend. What show have we got coming this weekend, Rob?
See, I know, but I haven't been asked.
I don't know.
We literally just talked about Max. What's coming up this weekend?
Is it Gets this weekend?
I think it's Gets this weekend, isn't it?
in if anyone's still Bill Bailey in Milton Keynes.
Milton Keynes. There's a place called Milton Keynes.
Yep.
It's got a really, really special roundabout there.
It's fairly new.
Fairly new.
Genuinely, look it up. I'm not making that up.
So we've got Getz, and there's also Worley at Statfold Barn this weekend as well.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Fantastic. Do we think there are, before we look into this, any speculation as to if anything might be announced this weekend?
Well, I'm guessing one attempt was done this morning, or 1 p.m.
Attempt.
We'll get that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. So,
Rob, you still hoping for NG7? I mean,
no.
Statfold, narrow
No.
gauge, Statfold.
No, I've all my hope has gone.
Dashed.
Backman, Backman,
I'd
please save Rob's sanity.
Just have to do some modelling.
No, I'm not interested anymore. Not interested.
Okay.
Just going to build my own, stuff them.
Perfect for this stream then, isn't it? I don't know. I can't see any of the big, and I say big meaning Bachmann, Hornby, Akira Scale, Dapol, Cavalex. Maybe they're not considered big, but I can't see any of them launching anything this weekend. Maybe Revolution, maybe Kerno, but I don't think anything will come in, honestly.
Well, there was sort of peaks and troughs, because like with Worley, there was one point where everything was announced there.
Yeah.
And then there was a lull where nobody wanted to announce anything there because people would miss it, all the emails, all the online posts.
Yes.
Well, I didn't see them because I was at the show. But now it seems to sort of picked up again, which is nice. But yeah, I like announcements at shows. But
yeah, I think announcement at shows are a great idea, especially if you've already got engineering samples or decorated samples, things like that to show off, get the photos. I think it's good. Peach,
good hype, isn't it?
Maybe TMC. Insider knowledge playing up there?
Tell us.
Are either of you three go?
TMC's first.
No? Not going to Getz?
Nope.
No.
No.
Not going to Worley?
No.
Right,
Nope.
we need to start upping this representation.
Mm.
You know, we can't be relying on other
The
people.
two of
to
us
give
are
us this
going to an
information.
exhibition in 2 weeks' time.
Yes, we know. We'll get to that. We don't. Just this little tiny thing, you know. Gets is a Hornby Mag show, but for once Backman used a different YouTuber other than Hornby Mag to announce a new product. Rift, perhaps? Ooh.
It's probably not that deep.
Ooh. I'm guessing on the Hornby stack. Oh, cool.
'Cause-
Peachy's got some insider knowledge there.
Oh, hang on. Yeah,
Steam
we
generator
know
for
about
the TV.
tomorrow, don't we? 10:10,
Yes, tomorrow's 10:10.
and there will be an announcement. I separated that from the shows, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hornby are at Getz, and they are announcing something tomorrow.
Okay.
So does that count? I guess.
I mean, are the
Because the
doors
trouble with-
open tomorrow?
No, but the trouble with these
Then no, it
announcements
doesn't
is
count.
that if you've got a new secret project and you're setting up at a show, anyone who's brought a layout or as a trader is going to see that to an extent.
Yes,
Or there's a
yes,
risk.
true.
So I think quite a lot they have to announce it on the Friday to sort of get past that.
Okay, so there you are. Next week, the lags will hopefully be talking about a Hornby announcement. We'll see how that goes. If it's a Saint with a smoke generator.
Yeah. Yeah, I suspect that might be part of it.
I'm thinking that might be it. But
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm correct.
Max is correct. There you are. You heard it here first. See?
Testimony.
Insider knowledge. Will JK be on the TMC stand being live all weekend again? Probably. Moving on. Our first port of call is these two little things. Max, I'm not going to ask you to talk about this. Rob.
These are your Festiniog Railway packs with Prince and Little Giant, is it? With
No, it's,
no.
2 strikes. One more try.
Max, you just do it. Go on.
Oh my days.
So on the
Rob.
left we have the Welsh Highland Railway locomotive coaches pack. So it's of a train that was seen in the early 20s when the Welsh Highland Railway first opened from Dinas Junction to Port Maddock. So that features Palmerston and 2 Bowsiders, 1 Gloucester build, 1 Brown Marshall build, and then the other set is a Festiniog train with Little Giants and liveries that have been seen on 19 and 20 in the Pico products, but for the first time are seen on 17, 18 and a 3rd class bug box. So all the rolling stock is unique to these packs. They've not been seen before.
They look great. I
They do.
must admit the Welsh Highland Railway one really piqued my interest. Just that maroon and it just looks really good.
It's been quite
So-
pleasing. I've got quite a bit of positive feedback on that, and given that it's not a very well-known livery because it's never been applied in preservation,
Yep.
just to hear that people like the look of it is
It's
kind of
just
cool.
different, isn't it? It's really nice. I think it stands out, doesn't it?
It's much better than the southern packs.
Yeah.
Well, it's as long as all of them sell to, I don't mind who likes who, which one, but yeah, the southern packs were very whimsical. Played into that. That was quite fun to do as well. But yeah, it's time to get
Fantastic.
serious now with some real ones.
So it looks like these have been launched as part of 80 years of Pico, and they include a numbered certificate as well, which is fantastic.
Yep.
So,
So next year is the 80th year. So
so I'm guessing there's going to be more celebratory announcements coming from Pico in the next 12 months. Over the
possibly,
next 12 months.
possibly. I'll let you know when I find out. No,
The insider baseball.
ping pong. Is it?
yeah, ping pong. We'll go with ping pong. No, these are fantastic. So if you want to pick up the Welsh Highland Railway, it's £245, and the Festiniog is £285 recommended
Dan
retail
is-
price.
Dan is saying it needs a Gary, but Gary
It
never
needs a
run on the
Gary.
Welsh Highland.
I'll let you two argue about that. So another quick announcement that came up and that I always want to highlight is anything that is for charity. So there is the Sheffield Children's Hospital charity wagon that Rails announced just over a week ago. Always up for supporting charity. So if you're after a wagon, go ahead and grab these. You're looking at $19.95 at the retailers because it's only available from Rails of Sheffield. I didn't see how much of that would be going to charity, but it says all profits. So charity wagon for you there. Standard depot tooling.
That's good.
Not really much else to carry on with, honestly. Next. This was a bit of a surprise. Mid last week? Towards the end of last week? Friday last week? So this is... I'm going to butcher this now. Bring Gear... It's Hillfort in Welsh. I know that much. Released. They're a brand new manufacturer to the market, and they've released this Cambrian Railways 2 plank. They have a drop side and a completely closed version in both Cambrian Railways and Great Western Railway liveries. I know quite a few people have already got their models already. I should be getting mine on Thursday next week, and I'm very excited for this. Max, I know you've got yours already.
No.
Any high level? Have you not got yours already?
No.
Have you not? I swear. I could have sworn you had yours already.
They weren't my photos.
Oh, they're not your photos, right? Okay.
You didn't ask. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I thought they were yours because you were sharing the photos.
Nobody else had just went, oh wow, and I just thought, no, just see how long.
Right. Okay. Well,
I'm
there
sorry,
you
I feel
are.
bad.
To see how long you can keep up this ruse.
Have you seen them up close?
No. It
my
does
God.
seem.
This is going well.
It does seem that they sell out as soon as they come back in. So
Yeah, I know
got a second
the.
match, and then they're back to on order status. So people just love Cambrian.
They look for they do look good, and as you say, the Cambrian Railways drop-sided ones have actually gone back on order after a second batch was announced as being available. So run and grab them quickly.
Because the description for these, they pointed out something really important, which is that they would have carried slate, so transferring from the Festiniog Railway or the Tally-Thin. So if you model in 009, then you can easily sneak one of these in on the side, which is kind of how I started collecting 00 in the first place again. So yeah.
So I'm looking forward to mine. I think they look fantastic. They're $29.70, only available from Rails of Sheffield at the moment, I believe. And they already have plans for more wagons, and I believe a van is also in progress as well. So that will probably be of Cambrian Railway / Welsh heritage. So look forward to that. But I'm liking that there's a new manufacturer that is focusing on a bit more niche. Maybe a bit more niche things. So looking forward to seeing how they come up moving forward.
Dan's saying slate is a myth. It's not real. I don't know how I feel about that, but yeah.
Again. So
Other loads are available.
Leading other loads were carried. Yes, they were. Let's not go there. At least until after Watershed. So, moving swiftly on. A few weeks back on a stream, I made a prediction. Shall we see what that prediction... It's not playing the video. It's supposed to be playing the video.
It says about the planet, and then it's not a planet.
It's not playing the video. So, I was supposed to play the video clip where I said, as part of my surprise for what should be made in the hobby, just after Bachmann announced that they were going to do the 08, I said they should probably do the Class 13. Well, guess what?
Blind
Bachmann,
08.
Blackman have got the Blinken of the 08 world, and if you know Men in Tights, you'll understand that reference. The Class 13, all new tooling from Bachmann branch line. It looks fantastic.
It does.
But it's a tad expensive.
You're paying for 2 locos, that's all I'm going to say.
Yes, of course you're paying for 2 locos, and I understand that. So let's go through this quickly. So a plethora of detail, as we're expecting from their newly tooled Class 08, which is essentially what the back locomotive is. You get 2 5-pole motors, so they're not coreless, plus flywheels. They have this new patented backup stay alive capacitor that they've coined it the backup, BACH, patent pending, and dual speakers. So there's a speaker in each locomotive. Then there's a full lighting suite with marker lights, rear lights, etc. What you're expecting, and it's a Plux 22 socket as well. So the detailing is there, the information is there, the stuff's there, but $399.95 RRP, DCC ready, $539.95 DCC sound fitted, and $569.95 for sound fitted deluxe. That's steep by anyone's standards.
Yeah.
Steeper than the hump shunt yard.
I mean, it's steeper than where it would have worked.
You've got to show real commitment to put that kind of money down.
Yes, and the problem is I know these will sell out.
I suspect they will.
I know they will.
I think people have been calling for them for years.
Yes. It's. I don't know. Is it a sign of things to come? Is it a sign that prices are going to go up even more?
I think, unfortunately, that's the way things are going to go, because everyone wants to earn more money. Everything costs more money. Everything costs more money to ship.
So Zach,
is it worth having the cool stuff for the big price, or just not having stuff?
Yeah, I mean that's one way to think about it, And everybody has the right to their hobby, the way that they want to do their hobby, So if you want to spend the money on it, go for it. Just not for me. Zach makes a point here. So honestly, guys, I get the pricing of the Class 13. It's 2 fully powered locos with chips and whatnot, which is completely understandable. So if you buy the sound fitted or the sound fitted deluxe, the master unit has the sound decoder, which is I want to say a Zimo decoder, and the slave unit has a DCC decoder in it that are both linked. Both of the speakers are directly linked anyway, so I think that's perfectly fine. The only thing that gets me about this is from the factory. I mean, you'll have to, when you program it, to reprogram it to whatever number you want to run it to, you have to remember to do both decoders the same number and hope that they're in sync. God forbid you get, on the videos, it looked fantastic. They looked like they were roaming together and they were sticking in a pair, but you get a brand new one out the factory and you change it. If they haven't tuned that decoder right,
you're going to end up with 29 on one of them, and then they'll be.
Yeah,
you're going to end up pulling. You're going to end up pulling that middle connection to.
A tug of war.
Exactly. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this has been dealt with. But I think it looks fantastic. It's just too much money for my taste. Maybe one day there'll be a sale and I might think about it, but a bit too much. So this is going to be available in BR Blue and BR Green. And I suspect maybe more moving forward. Then today there was a new model announcement on the Dean Park Model Railway YouTube channel, and it's a new and improved 00 gauge Class 47. Now, they've recently done an updated 47, and this is an extension of that.
I was told that it was 4 years ago.
Yes,
but it's still
that
new
shocked
in
me.
relative terms.
It didn't feel like 4 years ago. Yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah. So what they've done, basically we're getting 5 new liveries, or 4 new liveries in 5 different guises from Bachmann. So you've got BR Blue, West Coast Railways, the RS livery, and GB Rail Fake Grey, which I think looks fantastic. And they've been souped up. It's a souped up 47 with all the latest trimmings at the same price as the current 47s, which is great in itself. So these new versions where DCC applied will have the backup stay alives, and they've got the new speakers. So I believe it's an EM1 speaker that's being included, as well as a Sugar Cube. So dual speakers. The deluxe versions have got a revised windscreen because apparently there was some issues with, the glazing, and it didn't really look right, and it was too shiny. You got the auto uncouplers, which are removable. Didn't realize they were removable. And I think the big ask has been the improved snowplow. So I know that the snowplow fitting for a lot of recent Bachmann models, a lot of people have been complaining because they've had to take off detailing, or they haven't been able to add stuff, or it's just broken things. Now they've integrated it as part of the body so that you can have that detail anyway, which they could have done in the first place. But it's still an improvement. They listen to feedback, and they're bringing something good, which I'm quite happy about.
Yeah, there's only one thing with that model that I don't like, and that's the sound profile. I really don't like the sound profile because it's the same sound profile they put in their original Class 47 when they first started doing sound, and it is ridiculously dated. That's my gripe for the evening.
Gosh.
Are we done now? Oh, cool. Okay,
Yeah.
gripe done. Let's go.
Spoon review.
Spoon review. So I think a lot of people were a little bit baffled about this. We were, it was labeled as a new model announcement, and it was on a YouTuber's account rather than Bachmann's personal account. And as Dan said earlier, it wasn't on Hornby Magazine's account, which is an interesting choice. I think we were all expecting something Scottish because Dean Park. We were all expecting something Scottish, and as far as I'm aware, only one of these numbers that are coming out might have gone there. So, I don't know. There you are. You got 4 liveries, 5 different running numbers available in DCC Ready 239.95, DCC Sound 354.95, and DC Sound Deluxe 394.95 as well. But they did also say that there are BR two-tone green coming as well. So TMC have in this batch an exclusive two-tone green with full yellow ends, and they did say that they were going to have the standard two-tone green with half yellow ends in an upcoming set as well. So I expect more liveries to come out for this as well, and more individuals. I still think it's okay. I think it was just marketed wrong.
Well, it's tricky because how do you make a spectacle of an update? Or, well, yeah, you make a spectacle of an update and then everyone's like, is that it? Or you put it in with the rest of the quarterly announcements and nobody realizes that they're different at all.
But this is the thing. This is the thing now, because they've mentioned Richard mentioned this in the video, and he said we'll have more updates on this during our winter announcements in November. So the winter announcements might be slightly heavy Class 47. So we'll see how it goes. Is I think the crux of this. Moving on. This I think is the biggest
Quick,
story
skip it, quick.
No, this is the biggest story of the week.
Yo-yo story.
So
Go on to the next slide where it says, no, it's not.
no, so evening, Stephen, evening, Lukasz. So, for those of you that have been in the dark, and I don't understand how this has managed to happen. So, earlier this week, Rails announced that Olivia's Trains was now part of the Rails family. So they'd done the deal, they've done the handshake, they've signed the contract. Let's post it on social media. Which a lot of people were saying, cool, okay, this is fine. A manufacturer that a lot of people have, a lot of customers have had interesting thoughts of, is being brought into a company that seems to get the hobby, which is great for everyone. And then it went south. Like very, very quickly south.
Like a few days later.
It was.
Was it like?
Yeah, it was
2 days,
so
wasn't
funny.
it?
It was 2 days. It was literally 48 hours after they put the
2
post up
days
saying-
later.
Yeah.
after saying that that Olivia's Trains had joined the family, there were an awful lot of online comments, and I mean, I saw so many comments of like, "Oh, fantastic! We might finally get some service," sort of things, and yeah.
It's all for the
I've never
engagement.
had any personal personal dealings with Olivia's Trains. So I can't comment from experience, but from the comments that I've been seeing, it was people were happy about it, mainly because of this. So what they have now done, what Rails have now done, is brought out this Rails bespoke weathering and customization coming soon. So it looks like they're going to be doing their own version of in-house weathering service. What I think has happened, and I'm going to speculate here and people can stop me. What I think has happened is part of a deal has happened and the rest of that deal has fallen through. And what has happened is that the part of the deal that includes the weathering has happened and the part of the deal that means the actual shop has fallen through.
Must be
So-
something like that.
But the availability of the DC electrics, is that going to be a thing? That's the
Let's
main
hope
point.
so. Hate to quote Graham Muzz, but other retailers are available. Yes, other retailers are available, and
I've
Monopoly
heard
is
TMC are pretty good.
Monopoly is starting to suddenly become a thing that we may need to talk about on the
Yeah.
stream.
Definitely.
Monopoly is definitely
Exclusives are
becoming-
awkward.
Yeah, I don't like this very much. I won't lie. I think Rails have enough of a share. Yeah, so this again, why I think Monopoly is going to end up being a topic at some point, because it's slowly turning into that kind of estate. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens. Obviously, they're doing well enough that they're going to expand and that they're able to do additional services and things like that. But yeah. I don't know. Any other thoughts on this, guys?
I think obviously, Rails need to expand into other horizons rather than just what they currently do, which is ultimately it's box shifting. It's and a few and exclusives. I think going into some bespoke areas is where the money is, because the only investment you need to put in is paint and time.
You could have a couple of people sat at desks all day doing the stuff, couldn't you? They might even hire people like SBJ to do it in future.
And the best thing is that they don't need to wait for manufacturers to release the models, because people will send their models for weathering.
Yeah, it's an extra service they can provide, isn't it? Not that I'd want to send my models back to Rails, but
I've had my own dealings with Rails.
yeah.
And skill, Charlie, and skill.
Well, yes, absolutely. Skill. There's no denying that there's definitely a lot of skill involved. But in terms of actual hardware, you only need to get the customer to supply it. So you're not bound by the manufacturers releasing, not releasing. You've got another source of income.
Yes, exactly. So Dan, I think this is exactly the kind of thing, I think we're definitely going to have a topic discussion on Monopoly and, trying to support our local retailers and things like that, who give good service. So very, very good point there. Derek, have Rails tempted some Olivia staff to jump ship? So I don't think we want to speculate here, because we haven't been given enough information. So come to your own conclusions on how that goes. But at the end of the day, what's happened is a deal has not been completely finished. It's been announced and then fallen through, which is honestly a little bit embarrassing, I think.
Yes.
It's got to be a little bit embarrassing and a little bit hurty. So we'll see how it goes. Cracking 47 and Mark II F set in Virgin Livy arrived. Whether it is from TMC recently, cracking what? Yeah, see, I hear a lot of good things about TMC's work. One day I will finally get around to buying something. Dan, yes, what is local in this internet age? Support whoever you like. does not have to be like, yes, okay, yes, I understand that completely. This is the thing about that sort of thing. It's support who you like, but also the money goes where the money goes where things are coming from. If this is why Rails is so popular, they have a lot of things, they have a lot of services, they have a lot of reach, and money speaks. Money speaks, money comes to them. So, yeah, Dave, I'm local. Give us your PayPal, mate. Give us your PayPal. Why not?
A local YouTuber for local people.
A local YouTuber. Something to think about is when a new product is customized, the retailer has to take some responsibility for warranty. Harder, more expensive than you might think. Yes, this is also true. So I'm curious to see how it goes. I'm curious to see if any of you end up taking up this service. Any of us end up taking this service. I'd love to see, the service that you've received. The back and forth that you might have had. I'll be very curious to see that. Anyway, let's move on to our main topic, which should probably tick us over for the proportion of our the rest of our stay. What are we talking about this week? October is World Mental Health Month, and tomorrow, being 10/10, is World Mental Health Day. So we thought it would be a little bit prudent to spend some time reflecting on the hobby, the good things, the bad things, the indifferent things, and how it makes us feel, how it might help us, hinder us, and whatever. Yes, Aaron, 18 minutes in its watershed. Thank you for reminding. So look, guys, I'm going to leave this up to all of us, individually, how you want to put your aura in and how we want to discuss this. But I think a good place to start is to talk about the hobby in itself and the good things that it can provide for mental health. We have a lot of things that go on day to day. We have a lot of, whether it's family related, work related, whatever. There is always something, and being a hobby, it should be something that we can forget about the world and focus on creativity, just be in our own little world sort of thing. I know that's how it started for me coming back into the hobby. It started for me as an escape from reality, something that I can come back into. So, Max, let's start going around the thing. What does the hobby mean to you as a way of stepping back from reality?
Yeah, so similar to what you said, in that it is that creative outlet. It is making something that can be what you want in the way you want it. You can be inspired by the kits and the models that are out there and build upon that. But at the end of it, you don't have to take directions from anyone. You don't have a manager over your project, let's say, and it can just be what you need, what inspires you, and have that, I think.
Yeah, no, 100% agree.
And the accomplishment that comes with that.
Yeah, and I think that's the crux of it, isn't it? It's something that you can pour yourself into. Rob, any sort of extension on that, mate? Anything that rings out to you?
The hobby for me is an escape event more than anything else. It's a place. As soon as I step through that hatch, it's kind of the rest of the world is not there. I'm in my own space where I can just relax. I can tinker. I can run trains. I can just sit back and just watch the trains go around for a while and not think about anything else. That's what it's about for me, and I imagine that's for a lot of people as well.
When Tom Rolt works.
Tom Rolt has been in a tub for a month. It's now got a lid on it. It's that bad. Look.
That's his own question.
Oh,
how has Tom Rolt affected your mental health?
Tim.
Since Tom Rolt has been in that tub, it's actually been my mental health has improved.
Oh yeah, stop trying. Yeah, just move on. Yeah. Get that.
I've just bottled it up and just moved on.
You've broken game.
What did you do that for? What did you do that for?
No, in respect to what I do, I'll tell you what the best thing is actually building stuff. It's like it tunnels your mind into a it can be a complicated task, but it just makes everything else disappear for a certain amount of time, and it's just really nice just to escape. And I often come up here without any devices as well, especially when I know I'm coming up here for a running session. I'll leave my phone downstairs. The tablet will be up here, but it'll be off because I need that to run the diesel. But I try not to use devices when I'm up here as well, just to try and escape from all the modern distractions, so to speak, and just play trains.
Yeah, which is essentially what we all want to do, isn't it? Just want to play with our toy trains.
That's it. Play with our toys.
Charlie, what about you? Any extension on that opening thought?
I guess I can pick up on what you've all said. The model railway to me is somewhere where hours turn into seconds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm that immersed in what I'm doing. I do share quite a lot on my Instagram. It's almost like a running commentary of what's going on as I'm running trains. Or last weekend I was cutting capacitors off motors on my small prairies, just because the running quality of them was really poor. So I managed to sort that and then share the success of that. But it is such a release for me. When you had me on the second time, I spoke about some of the things that I went through with losing my model railway, selling it, having to sell it all off, and then having to rebuild it. And now that is like that's my sanctuary. It's a sanctuary up there. I can be up there, and it's my own world. A bit like Bob Ross when he's doing his paintings. If anyone remembers Bob Ross,
I still put them on.
That's
it's
a happy
world.
Tree.
Yeah, absolutely. I wish there was a tree on the layout.
We need
Happy
a
little
GoFundMe.
accident.
We need a GoFundMe to get Charlie a tree.
I'm banned from scenery, you see. I'm only responsible for running trains and electrics, so I'm banned from scenery.
Banned from scenery, that's
Banned
not
from
good.
scenery.
God, I wish I had someone to do my scenery. That'd be great.
You're doing all right, mate. You're doing all right. So let's start off with this. So Redhampton, perfect nail on the head. I should have started with this. First and foremost, it's okay to not be okay. And it's okay to be able to admit that you're not doing all right. And I think I want to make it plainly clear right now, if you feel you need to talk or let something off or something like that, reach out to the community. Reach out to us, reach out to the community, reach out to somebody. There will always be someone who will listen. Whether they remember it all, doesn't matter. Being able to vent, I can say from personal experience, being able to vent is life-saving.
Lean on your friends as well. I mean, before, like, back from mid-July, I was in a pretty shit place.
Yeah.
And I spoke to my friends who are, who I feel like I'm very close to these days, and I do this really weird live stream with them as well. But they're really good friends of mine, and I spoke to them, and they got me through it, and they helped me, and I like to think that I'm there for them as well. And lean on your friends, and also let them lean on you, because you don't want to be in your own space all the time, because it's not good for you.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
James has gone.
It's not something to be on your own. James leaves.
He's just good.
we rehearsed
So, yeah.
this, guys. We know what we need to do. We need to go to the panic room.
Button somewhere. Well, to carry on with what Rob was saying, that's what is interesting about the hobby, is that it can be the source of solitude, the space, remove the outside world, but then also it's a really good way of meeting people. So I've met so many people from model rail exhibitions, online forums, and now this. And yeah, it's just having the like-minded people to talk to and share the hobby with. but then also it means that they're part of your life, and you're not alone.
Absolutely, because the people who we meet in this circle, we all share the same likes and dislikes in a lot of ways. It's we and the vast majority of us are nice people. We will give
try.
people the time of day, and especially if they need it. And that's all that matters is you're there for people, and it's important. It really is.
It is important, and I'll say that originally my sole intention of my Instagram account was purely just an archive for me. That was literally all it was going to be, and it's grown into something else that I never intended it to do. And out of that, I've met absolutely amazing people here on my live streams that I do. We met up with so many people at the Severn Valley, and the net has gone out so far now, and it's been such an eye-opener for me, because before I joined Instagram, I wasn't in a good place. I was in a really bad place, and I had a diagnosis relating to mental health. I don't need to share it here. It's not something that I've done it. I've done all the hard work and got through it. And without model railways, it was the one thing which therapy helped me get back into. And my God, did I go into it with a passion. It's like nearly 10 years of suppressed model railway and heritage railway steam. The whole lot literally sort of exploded.
Just build and build. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Safety valve literally went off.
Yeah.
Needle. Yeah.
I think the thing I like about the hobby is that, there are worse ways to de-stress. He says holding a bottle of rum that he's slowly getting through,
Yes. that is an old...
I've downed mine.
That is an old adage. Model railways.
Yes.
And you won't be able to afford drugs.
Well, you say that, you say that. Some of my best nights recently have been since coming back into the hobby and going and meeting, my English friend who lives very, very close to me. And we spend 3 or 4 hours drinking beers, running trains back and forth and just talking, and the hours fly by and you forget the world. You forget everything, So, and I think that's the key thing here is that as long as you're enjoying it, it's okay. And this sort of brings us to maybe we sort of touch on the side of when the hobby might not be best for you. Because I think we've all had those moments. We've all had those burnout moments. We've all had those times where, we've been overstressed. We've been too stressed with whatever it is we've been going on. And we think, I know what to do. I'll go and spend some time on the railway. And actually it does the complete opposite of what we're expecting. It might be some electrical faults. It might be, you're trying to glue something together and it just doesn't work. It could be anything.
And it normally tends to happen on the days when you're feeling your worst as well, where you really need that escape, and then something goes wrong and it just spirals from there, burns you out because you don't have the patience or the mental capacity to deal with any more negativity, and it just ruins the hobby.
Yeah.
So, sorry, it's just I've completely realised that I've moved on to the next bit without acknowledging a lot of the comments that have already been made. So,
Go for it. Let's track back.
Just for the guys in the chat. The comments that you've made, I'm going to take that as you're okay for me to say that on stream and show it on the live screen. So Oliver says, I'll be the first to admit I've been through some really tough times recently, and I, for one, am glad I've got the hobby for escapism. Not only the hobby, but friends that I've made through it, like all of you. So, Oliver, we really appreciate that, for one thing. We love having you with us, and I've had some good, brief discussions with you, and I hope to have many more. And yes, it's tough times are tough. You know, that's what happens. But we have to be here for each other. You know, that's
Absolutely.
how it is. Thunderblade 989. Yes, this is a stuck thing. It's never gonna not happen, and this is what makes this good.
And it makes us happy.
It makes us happy, and I hope it does too. If it annoys you, please tell us.
Yes.
You know, please tell us if it annoys you. To
Not
me,
making fun. We genuinely love the name.
we genuinely love the name. Exactly. Blame Dan. To me, assembling a kit or working on scenery is how I restore my sanity after a crazy day at work, which is often. Yes, I can completely understand that. Peachy, this hobby, now job, I'd say pretty much saved my life, and it is by far the least stressful thing I've ever done work-wise. I am very happy to hear that.
That is really good.
I'm
That's
very
always
happy to hear
they
that.
say. If you've got a job that you love,
Love the life you live the life you love.
yeah, so much of a brilliant thing to have.
Matt, I use the hobby as a gauge for my mental health. If I want to do things with my trains, I'm good. If I have zero motivation to do anything, I know my brain is cooked. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's a
Yeah.
very fair comment, Matt.
Yeah, if your hobby doesn't make you happy, the thing that you're supposed to be able to enjoy isn't making you happy. That's normally a good gauge to say, yeah, you need to do something about it.
It's a red flag. It's a red
Yeah.
flag.
I had the same thing with gaming not long before I moved to Slovakia. So I used to have that where I would finish work and I would be stressed from work, and I would come home and I would game for 4 or 5 hours after work, you know, just to forget about the word. It was escapism, proper escapism. And I'm really competitive in Call of Duty. Like, stupidly competitive. And it got to a point where that started to feel like work more than work was feeling like work. And it was at that point I knew, right, I need to start spending less time doing this. Otherwise I'm gonna, and I've started playing single player games, and that's my life.
Oh, it's
now.
so much more relaxing playing single player games, isn't it?
It's so much simpler.
Oh my god.
So
Not having anybody say that they've your mum down fucking Xbox Live.
Oh no, that I can handle. But it was keeping up with, being, ranked and certain things. Oh no, I've missed this week's game and I've missed this week's quota. It started to feel like work. So
Your daily missions.
It does tie into a thought I had, which was your hobby shouldn't define you. So when railway modelling, for example, is such a big part of our lives, it can sort of take over if unchecked. And when I say don't let it define you, it's sort of you can fall into that trap in that you're making something and you do a rubbish paint job. And you're like, it's a rubbish paint job. I'm rubbish, and it's not that at all. It's just these things happen. You gotta, you are your own person outside. Yeah, that's true.
Hang on.
Well, at least half of it. The other bit.
Are we talking about Clinton?
No. No.
There you are. We have permission, guys. We have permission.
Thunderblade 989.
Thunderblade.
Guys, right, Hilton. I'm pointing this at you if you're still watching. We need merch with Thunderblade's icon with Thunderblade 989 with exclamation marks as a t-shirt.
And then shunting yard across it as well. We're not making merch for one of our followers. Come on, it's got to be something. It's got to be ours.
Jakub, thank you very much. Good luck with your classes coming. And you have an exam I mentioned. Please send me. Please send. But good luck. And ciao. That's the limit of my language right there. We've got some more things here quickly. So Ori, with my busy schedule at the moment, it has been nice to go to my little model corner, even if it's for a short time, to just do something away from work, even if it involves locos being infuriating. I resonate with that so much. So a lot of my hobby over the last few weeks, and Charlie, you'll know because we've had several conversations over the last 2-3 weeks, has literally been, I've had 5 minutes to tinker some CVs on a locomotive. Or I've done a quick sound install on a locomotive. I haven't done track work. I haven't done playing. I haven't done scenery, anything like that. It's just been, I'm doing a bit of tinkering. I've got 5 minutes. I'm going to do a little bit of this, And I think it's trying to find those moments in amongst all the chaos is essential.
Actually, that's where those wagon projects came from. It was about 4 p.m. on a Sunday, and I thought, I haven't done anything this weekend that of value. Right, wagons, get shed,
Yeah.
paint, and now I feel like I did something. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's key. As I said, I think trying to find it little and often, for me at least, and you guys can say is little and often is better than trying to bottle it all up and try and release it all at once.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
If you spend 3-4 weeks stressing yourself out over stuff, and I am very guilty of this. I've had a very difficult 3 to 4 months, a very difficult 3 to 4 months, and I found it difficult to find time. When I get to my desk, I sit down and I think, okay, so I've got a list of things to do, which I have right to the right of me. I have a list of things that, I want to get done. And I look at that list and go, no, I'm just going to sit there and I'm just going to turn on YouTube and I'm just going to sit there and binge watch. Or I'm going to sit there and do this, or I'm going to sit there and do that, or I'll maybe write some plans, or I might write a script or something like that. I'll do something completely differently because my mind isn't in the right place to think about the hobby.
Yeah, been there. Yep.
Whereas I can solemnly say for the last week or so, where I've been taking that 20-30 minute period to sit down and tweak some CVs or change a motor or something like that, I've gotten a lot more joy out of the hobby. So
I feel you.
Which for me is perfect. So I don't know.
If your mental state is at the point where you're actively like trying to find time to come and do your hobby, that's a good sign. Because I've been in the mental state, especially this week, where I've had 20 minutes and I've been like, if you're on the phone, Amy, I'm just going to pop up in the loft for 20 minutes and do a bit of painting because the drive's there, but the moment that's not there and you just thought, I just want to sit down and watch YouTube, that's practically just rotting your brain, and it's in many ways, isn't it?
Tim with
doom
some scrolling,
that's another one.
Doom scrolling is a completely separate issue. Tim with some more advice here: don't make your hobby your job unless you can make time for your hobby too. Very instructive word. Also, quickly, while I'm thinking about it, Tom, congratulations on the 10k subs. Very well deserved. Very well fought for. Yeah. Very proud of you, dude. Honestly.
But yeah, I think we're saying about make your hobby your job. It's that thing about letting it define you, because then you're letting work define you. But yeah.
And I think that's also a key. I think also trying not to let. I mean, we're talking outside the hobby here, but trying not to let things external to your life, so trying not letting work get too much of you, not letting opinions get too much of you, things like that, world politics, etc., is key.
Yeah, so I think it's a good analogy that I've picked up whilst I was in psychotherapy was one of the things was when you've got these issues, stress, it's very easy to focus on them, and they absorb so much of your time, and you get this what some people call analysis paralysis, because you go over it and over it and over and over it. And what I was told is one of the great things to do is to think about if you were skiing through a forest. What you do is you don't focus on the trees, you focus on the gap between the trees, because if you focus on the trees, you'll hit them every single time. But if you focus on the gaps and the way forward, and that is how you deal with it, You always live in the answer and not the problem. What is the answer to the problem? As soon as you just start thinking about the problem, you're not going to progress.
Yeah, that's a great way of seeing it. Let's go through a few more comments before we move on to the cons, because I think we're slowly moving into the cons of the hobby and the vices and things like that. So Mark says, I work with people suffering from mental health issues, and it's so important to have somewhere that you can escape to enjoy. So I think this goes back to the leaving, trying to being able to leave work and other outdoor stresses, out of life stresses away from your hobby, or at least be able to segregate them and be able to enjoy what you do, to be able to move away from that. And it's difficult. I won't claim to say that it is the easiest thing in the world to do. It's very difficult to separate the real world from the miniature world. And I think that's the best way to put it, is we can talk about this being the miniature world or the virtual world or whatever. So whatever your vice is, find time for it.
Always
find time for it.
Always find time.
Because you'll only find benefit. But when enough is enough, that's it. Aaron, I was on a very bad mental state when I got into modelling after losing my home in a fire, but model railways helped clear my mind and open me up to such a wonderful community, and I made great friends. Firstly, Aaron, I didn't know that. I'm very sorry to hear that. And I'm glad to say that you and I have had a blossoming friendship over the last 2 years. Whether it's sarcastic on a constant daily basis or not, that's how I live. So very appreciative, my friend.
No. Sarcastic?
No.
Really?
I think about it, and perfect. Paxman, as a show organizer, it's good to see so many modelers coming together and entertaining the public. It's a big plus for mental health. So this is another thing I think we need to say, is that shows, I think, are a very big booster of not just mental health but also imagination, of positive thoughts, ingenuity, conscious things like that. So, the more the merrier, which is why I'm so looking forward to your coverage of the Slough, the Slough show coming up in what, 2-3 weeks? 2 weeks?
Yes, myself and Charlie will be going to that, and then probably the week after, or maybe the week after that, we will have Tom and Matt hopefully on here to talk about how it went and how they found it and what they'd do differently, which I'm sure afterwards Matt will just want to crawl into a dark room, close his eyes, and stay there for a couple of days.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be hearing from Matt for a while after you've been around.
No. Wait, hang on a minute.
No.
What do you mean? Bitch.
We're after Watershed, it's fine. We're after Actually, technically that word's all right. So is the other B word.
Yeah.
Bastard.
Oliver's
the
asking,
Slough
what's
exhibition.
The Slough show?
The Slough exhibition is on the 25th and 26th of October, and it is at the Burnham Park Hall, I believe. And there are lots and lots of Instagram influencers going to be there. Even Laurie from Laurie's Mechanical Marvels is there as well with the barely. Was it his model railway club with the modular layout.
Yes.
Me and Charlie will be there operating Hellsfield TMD.
Lovely.
You've got SBJ. You've got various multiple units, I believe. You got it's going to be a really good. It's going to be a really good, exhibition.
God, Dan, are you sure you want to sit out? You can come and join us.
And in all fairness, I
off in the chat. Yeah.
I know that Matt is absolutely dreading it, because that is
he's done a great job.
It's what your brain is wired to do when you're nervous. But I'm sure during the exhibition, when it's all come into place and everybody's having a great time, all that will just wash off.
Is there
And
cake?
hopefully afterwards, I don't know, but there
Sorry, I
is
didn't
lunch
realise.
apparently.
There is lunch, but there has to be cake.
As long as there's a bacon roll, I'm happy.
Cake
No, no.
is a defining factor of shows.
It's cake or death.
What?
We're all out of cake.
A tea, cake
Oh
or
God,
death.
it's going to be a massacre.
Max understands. He can stay.
Yeah.
It's an Eddie Izzard sketch. Tea and cake or death.
I
Yes,
was
there is
going down
cake.
the.
You've got it.
There is
I
cake.
thought
Cake, we've heard
I
it.
thought we were going down a portal hole then. About the
We're
the
digressing.
cake.
We're
Yeah,
digressing.
carry on. Right,
So
on to the
Oliver,
next bit.
we're still going through the comments. A lot of people have been very gracious with sharing their stories here. So Oliver says people try to dodge the mental health discussion, but I personally think it's important. You never know what somebody's going through, and it's important to lend an ear, remind them that someone cares. So Oliver, while this is perfectly true, it's also a stigma at the moment where being able to express can be seen as a weakness, and it is the complete opposite.
Yeah.
It really is.
And we're in a male-dominated hobby, and it's not a masculine thing to discuss feelings.
It's never been a masculine thing to discuss feelings. Anyone who thinks that you are not masculine enough if you suddenly decide that you need to sit down and talk to someone needs to rethink themselves.
Yeah, they do need to go home and rethink their life.
No, if you feel the need to talk, you need to talk. The Spanish Inquisition would never have worked under the Church of England. No, it would not have. Nobody suspects the Spanish Inquisition. George, you can stay. No, seriously. Again, I will say this again if you need to talk to someone, yes, this is a male-dominated hobby, but we don't live under a rock. We are all in the same boat, heading the same way. It's fine to talk to each other. So do it. Don't think, oh, they might not want to listen or they might not want to, share their opinion. It's very possible that whoever you talk to might have thought the same thing once. Or might think the same thing in the future and might have to might decide that they want to lean on you and they might want to talk to you.
Yeah.
So reach out the olive branch, so to speak.
You'll be massively surprised by how much people will have in common regarding mental health.
Sometimes it's good to vent. There are vans for that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Coming soon in TT.
Yeah.
No.
Max.
It's announced. It's fine. Well,
It's true.
Almost. Yeah.
So let's get this last one and then we can move on to the cons. Red Ampton says, sleep is my main vice. I start modelling or playing after the little one has gone to bed, so I tend to stay up far too late, which builds up. So
yeah,
I can
totally agree.
Completely understand this. I can completely understand this. I usually get home 7, sometimes 8 p.m. at night. The kids are just going to bed. And instead of spending time with the missus and watching TV and digressing, I try and spend some time to do something. So I can completely understand that, mate. So let's try and tangent a little bit on here, and talk about the cons, because it's all well and good saying that the hobby and model railways and things like that are a good thing for us. They're a good vice and we can get on with them. But I think it can also go the same way as alcoholism or drugs or things like that. You can become addicted to it. You can become overzealous with it, whether that's spending way too much money and going into financial issues, which I have heard stories of. I've heard people that have gone into, complete financial ruin because they've gone, ooh, piece of candy, one too many times. So, I mean, I'll pass it to you guys. So we'll go Max, Rob, Charlie. What about the negative side of this do you think comes from the hobby?
I think negative-wise, there's quite a lot of examples of being closed-minded sometimes. So because the hobby has so many facets, so many avenues of specialities and interests, be it era, region, DCC, all this sort of thing, that when people choose their own set, their own path and outlook on things, that anything different from that is wrong, and they need to know that, and that's not the ideal way for someone else to do the hobby because they've figured that out for themselves. And sometimes it's not needed really to hear about someone else saying that what you're doing isn't their way, so therefore it must be wrong.
Yeah.
So a sort of borderline one I used to get a lot was I don't like American layouts, but this is all right. And it's sort of but why?
Hang on,
why
but
wouldn't
why?
you? I
Yeah.
It's the sort of backhanded compliment. So yeah,
That was a misclick. Sorry.
Okay.
It was a misclick,
Yeah,
but it showed up, so I'm just leaving it there. Carry on.
So it does sort of tap into that. I mean, I think it can be a bit too extreme the other way, but the sort of the adage of if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. But I'd frame it more of a, if you have got something to say, just think about how it be received and how it be reacted to.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm going to lean on the side of the YouTube thing here. So I saw a YouTuber the other day, someone who is prominent in the community, and they do a lot of coverage of shows. So they do all of their content is based on exhibitions and individual layouts, or they do an hour-long compilation of layouts. And someone put a comment on there saying, all of these are rubbish. They need to be worked on. I've been doing this for blah, 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 and I would change, and they didn't provide any sort of constructive criticism, or it was just slating all of the layouts that this person had recorded, even though it wasn't their content. And I thought, that just personifies a admittedly small group of people in the hobby where their opinion is higher than others. And I think a key point is trying to stay away from... So Tom, you know where I'm going with, what I'm talking about with this. So I'm glad to see that. And yes, it was very bizarre. And it really infuriated me, whether it was a new account or not, it really infuriated me that someone might be that naive or that troll-like to discredit someone's work. And I think that's something that we need to be we need to be prepared for as part of this hobby, and as part of this, as some of the people that are showing their hobby on social media. It's something we need to be aware of and we need to be prepared for, is that there will be someone who will be negative and not constructive about what you're posting.
I think the other one is being the bigger person and not lashing back at it as well, because it can be very easy to escalate things and go in the back and forth. Because
and that's what they do it for.
It reminds me of one thing when I started college a long time ago. When I was there, and there was this piece at the beginning about bullying, and the question was posed, why do people bully others? And I said, well, often because they can have their own struggles in their life that they're trying to get away from.
Yes, exactly.
And boy, to watch the jaws drop in my class as I totally figured them out the first day. Yeah.
It's half the battle sometimes.
Sometimes it works.
So it's half the battle, and if you just flip everything around, if someone's, I've been subjected to some very strange comments on some of my posts, and I look at them and think, I'm past watershed, who the fuck are you?
But it's also
my layout. Yeah. If you don't like it, just scroll on. If you don't like it, just move on. it's not worth your time getting on a rant about it, and then publicly trying to sort of like point out that something's wrong. Because at the time, I didn't actually care. I was more interested in playing trains with a shed code number. But to them, it's obviously a great big deal that a shed code number on Clun Castle was wrong.
You what?
What did you do that for?
It turned out it was actually correct because it was based at that shed at the end of Steam. It was just he was thinking it was based at Tysley because he's a knob.
Oh, gosh, that's a whole thing, isn't it? Being told you're wrong when you're not.
Yes, that's a whole different kettle of fish. So Stephen says the last few weeks I had a lot of comments on Facebook, especially of people nitpicking, and I'll be honest, it does get to you. Luckily, I'm quite good at laughing off. So I think this is the caveat for this. You need to if you are expressing the hobby on social media, you need to expect this. You need to expect that at some point there will be people that are just trying to be arseholes.
Yeah, they just thrive off it. They can't help it.
They are trying to get a rise out of you, and the best thing to do is ignore them. Come and rant at us. Come to the Discord and rant at us that some idiot has posted it, and then we'll go back and comment on the post and be like, shut the fuck up.
It does remind me of a rather random take, which was some people don't like chocolate ice cream.
I've started to love chocolate ice cream. That's the problem.
It's just the thing of, is it harming anyone by being there?
Yes. I want the vanilla and the strawberry. I don't want the chocolate.
Well, don't buy Neapolitan then.
Yeah, but I don't get the choice. My wife does the shopping list. We're digressing. Sorry, Max.
Yeah, I was thinking about digressing further, but no. They used to make the Neapolitan, and now they don't. And no, right. I just mean that, if something's clearly making someone happy, there's no need to take that away from them. The hobby is there for people. We've said what it brings to us. It doesn't need to be taken away from us.
Yeah, no. The hobby is what you make it. At the end of the day, and try and take back as much as you put in. If you try and take back more, I think if you're trying to use it as something to lean on when you've had a really rough time, from personal experience, you will end up hitting yourself with more stress. If you I went through a period where I spent a lot of time being stressed because of work, and I completely flipped it, and I decided to take a few days off, and I poured all of that into trying to do stuff modeling wise, and I ended up at the end of that time taking a 3-week break from not touching the railway. Not touching anything to do with modeling, not even watching YouTube videos, because I then completely flipped it and overstressed trying to do things in the hobby to counteract the stress of normal day life.
It's burning the candle at both ends.
Yes, exactly. This discussion is very similar to the one in the Model Club stream. Yes, it is, because unfortunately they do end up going hand in hand. So Rob, what about you? What cons do you find in the hobby from your perspective?
Besides Tom Rolt,
Irish Pete. Until it is fixed, it is Irish Pete.
I wonder if you should call number 11 Tom Rolt, and then every time you can say, "Well, Tom Ron works now." Here it is. It's Tom Rolt running beautifully.
It's fine
with the thrash.
With plenty of thrash. The thing that burnt me out last time was I was trying to do something, and then I just wouldn't have the resources to hand, and I'd have to wait for it to turn up, and then I'd like break a drill bit or something, and have to wait fucking days for that to turn up.
That is the worst.
And I just got really infuriated. Like the waiting, the having to spend, and it's just one of those things that could just drive you into a bit of a hole with it. And it's like, this ain't worth it, It's. I mean, I joke about Tom Rolt being like as a going joke, but genuinely, that thing is probably contributed towards what happened in my burnout. It genuinely did. The constant problems.
Well, look,
It can be something as easy as if it's just when people first start this hobby as well. It can be the thing that puts them off it, isn't it? Is that you plug it all together and it isn't working. Everything you do, it makes it worse, or it still doesn't work, and then eventually you just throw your bits across the room and think, fuck it.
yeah.
That day
It happens to new people coming into the hobby, and then it puts them off it, doesn't it?
That takes more bad experience.
When you look at what you've got and you think, "Oh, this is further back than where I started." If I did nothing, that would have progressed more.
Yes.
Yeah,
And then falling
it
into
feels
that
like taking a
trap
back
and
step,
things.
and then you need to take a step back and think.
Yeah, I think that's the line that we all need to get to. You know, that's the line that we all need to understand where our limits are, of when the hobby isn't a hobby and it becomes work or it becomes stressful. And I think that's the very fine balance. So Charlie, just to move to you, you know, what about you? Where do you see any negatives in the hobby from your perspective?
I think the main negatives is rather than other people, because it's very easy to project, like we were saying about negative comments, etc. But if you're in a well-rounded place, you can react to it in a way, or just do what I do, which is pretty much most of the time ignore it, or I make light of it and sort of play on the situation. But what I do is before I get to that point of burnout, is being aware of my own sanity would be the best way of putting it. So before I get to that point of burnout, I've detected it before I've got there, because I know that if I'm not enjoying my model railway, there's something else wrong. It's not the model railway that's causing the problem, it's me. It's something that I'm not dealing with.
Yeah.
So whether it's, you know, a loco isn't running, because I've had plenty of locomotives that aren't running properly. I've had my Backman small prairies. They're a pain in the ass. They run like pigeons. It just drives me up the bloody wall. And then I've then got to go through the risk of cutting those capacitors off, never having done it myself.
Yep.
It's a huge risk. And then what happens if I break it? I've just buggered up a model that's, you know, I've spent time not just running it and it's part of the collection, I've renumbered it, I've made it my own. I then got to take that risk, but before I take that risk is making sure I know what I'm doing, or at least have the illusion that I know what I'm doing. And that to me is I wouldn't say that there's anything wrong with the hobby that's negative. It's always everything around the hobby. So whether that's personal stuff, interlopers that come along and try and fuck up your day, you know, by saying, I mean, I remember on a YouTube video I put up and someone commented, I don't like your videos because all you do is run trains. It's like, well, that's the fucking idea. That's the whole idea.
Jog on.
You know, it's like, why are you here? Are you hoping to see some sort of like leggy broad or something? Because you've come into the wrong place.
Maybe they wanted videos of more static trains.
Yeah, they wouldn't. They just want pictures.
They just want pictures.
No, just video where nothing happens.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah. Oh.
No, I'm not replacing Hilton. Don't be so stupid.
Just covering a cushion. Covering a cushion.
No, there is no. Oliver has touched on this a little bit with saying that. Actually, you know, I just want to get this out there now. Is that these two are not replacing Dan and Hilton? They have joined the team. I'm going to throw that out there now because on the back end of this, me and James needed some backup. Well, we all needed some backup, and these guys answered the call. Is it that way?
It's completely different to how it is on my screen.
Team.
Hilton and Dan will never be replaced, but We are
Never.
expanding the team
Never.
to include Charlie and Max, and together we will make this whole thing better.
So there you are. So there are 6 of us, and this is why it links into this topic, because we all get to our limits, whether it's because of work, because of what we're doing, etc. We all get to a point where.
Shut up, Dan. What an absolute cockwomble.
See, you say that, Dan, but you say that, but you met Hilt in real life, and then suddenly we've got Charlie and Max here.
You both fucked off.
You both just went, no, screw this.
Just remember, Rob, you have 4A as collateral.
Yeah, I have, yeah. I've got a hostage.
So yeah, this is it's getting like the bloody One Show. I have not watched the One Show in years, and we're at 8:00, not 7:00. We're very different.
Yeah.
We need a theme tune. Hey.
So
Yeah.
I want to be the first. I want to be the first formally to say to Max and Charlie, thank you very much to agreeing to join us and stepping forward and joining the crew. And we're happy to have you to help us relieve some of the stress, because again,
Yes.
this is share the load. All right, Samwise. Christ. No, because as much as other things, this is a hobby for us. This stream is a hobby for us, and it should never feel like work. And I'm going to say this to all of you now, and Dan and Hilton, you in the chat as well. If this ever feels like work to you, tell us, and we will do some changes to make it feel less like so.
Absolutely.
We don't
Because
even
it
get
should never
paid for it
feel
yet,
like
so it can't be work. Get subscribing, please.
Subscribe, please. Matt needs his mankini or jockstrap.
What?
No,
Oh,
so,
At 500 subs, if we get enough watch hours, we can start monetizing.
God, let's not do that, shall we? Let's not do that. No, so
We're getting cut off by ads.
Yeah, that's it. We'll just be destroyed by ads. Absolutely destroyed by ads. Feels like work listening to you lot sometimes. Well, thanks, mate. So we were planning on having you back. I think we're gonna have to rethink that now.
Fucking hell.
Well, what he's
That's a bit
saying
harsh,
is,
isn't it?
what he's actually saying there is he really enjoys working, so he enjoys watching us. It's a lovely compliment. Thank you for it.
It is, yeah. We will take that as a compliment anyway.
Such a kind man. I've had many
stick around.
conversations with him.
You're gonna have more with him soon.
Ooh.
Oh, right. Let's have a look at these. We got a few more comments here. So Lukash says, as a high school senior, I'm very stressed lately. So being able to sit down and run a DCC sound loco or two is great, and just waving them, watching them, I'm assuming, go is relaxing from time to time. It helps me out a ton. So I can tell you for a fact there are days where I know I haven't got any meetings, and I will sit there and I will put 1 or 2 locos and I will just sit them there with the sound on. I'll tweak the CV very slightly and turn the volume down, but I'll just leave them there, and occasionally hearing the fireman, the coal shovel, the safety valve go, something like that, or I'll open a Wi-Fi throttle and move it slightly. It just gives me that little bit of nice. Okay.
There's an idea.
Just
I'm being
in the
attacked here,
background.
chaps.
Oh gosh.
I couldn't care less. Moving forward.
You hang on. You told me if you told blooming Stephen that if he's being had at to come and let us know, and I'm letting you guys know, and you're doing fuck all.
They hoofed and they poofed. This literally.
He hoofed and he poofed.
He's been in the chat.
Signed an eviction notice. I wish work would make changes so it doesn't feel
Thanks,
like work. We need more
friends.
trains.
Oh, friend.
Ooh. Max, you can stay. We both thought of exactly the same thing at exactly the same time. This is great. Friend. Oh, hobby friend. Derek L. switched off the TV and model instead. I turned off the telly 11 years ago and haven't looked back. I mean, that's brave. You've missed out on some killer series, but that's brave. I commend that. I can understand being subjected to TV or addicted to TV. I have been. For sure.
Well, saying that, bloody hell, Traitors is on. See you later.
Hang on, what?
What?
Celebrity Traitors is on at the moment, literally right now.
Don't tell me that. I've been waiting for a new Traitor series.
no,
We're
it's
digressing.
It's Wednesday and Thursday nights, mate.
Oh, my days, okay. Zach, I will be open. I have been through the absolute trenches. I wish I had spoken sooner. The hobby has really breathed some life into me again, and the big railways, plus the wonderful people within both. Zach, we are happy to have you, mate.
Absolutely. Zach's
glad
awesome.
You're here. We're glad you're here, and we're happy to have you, and we're so happy that that's how you feel.
And I can't wait to meet you when I come down to Slough again, mate, either. Even though you clearly don't want to meet me.
We're done. Yeah, he's a threat. We're gonna have to get Zach on here at some point.
We will.
Thunderblade 989. As an American who models British steam, I get a lot of weird looks and mocking comments at shows or stores. I've even been turned down from joining a local club because that's too different.
No, that's...
I've learned to ignore the most part, but it's still annoying.
Best thing to do in that situation is literally walk away.
I've had that at the Model
Waste
Railway
your
Club.
time.
Described what I was going to make, and then it was their response was, "Why would you want to do that? What? Why does anyone do anything? I don't."
Because I like it.
In time, we'll find more people that enjoy what you do.
So, Thunderblade, you're going to have to tell us your real name at some point. So we can, we'll do that once in the stream, and then we'll carry on from normal.
We'll just call him Thunderblade anyway, but
Thunderblade
Mr. Blade
anyway.
or
Mr. Blade. Mr. Blade, I've been expecting you. I'll drop my mic. Anyway, so look,
the cat.
If the cat has dropped, don't take that. Don't take that as negative or anything like that. That's feeble-mindedness on their part.
Feeble.
Yeah, that's your cue to walk away.
That is your cue to walk away. Well said.
That's the way to look at it. Don't look at it as you need to respond to it. Just literally walk away. Don't waste your time with it.
We'll have you. Yeah, they want carbon copies of the same thing every time. Different taste is the spice of the hobby. Exactly. So
totally agree.
I'm speaking purely as a British modeler who does watch some American stuff. So Burr Stewart is an American model railroad. He has this lovely layout in his basement, and every so often he showcases British models that one of his operators has. So he has a British operator who shows things, and his enthusiasm for it is so addictive. So there will be someone, I'm going to say this now, Thunderblade, there will be someone who will be appreciative of what you do. You will find them, and I hope you find them. Otherwise, we're happy to accept you. Please show us everything. Show us everything you have. Digress to us. Show us your plans. We'd love to see them.
Yes.
Really would. So I mean, we can slowly begin to ramp down here. I think we need to reiterate again that the hobby needs to be a release, not a vice. I think that's the best way to put it. It needs to be a release, not a vice. Whether it's your hobby, it's your job, it's something you do on the side. And I don't know, I don't know if any of you in the comments, I'm going to pull out a few names here now. So I'm going to say Chris, Peachy, TT120, Tom. I know the two of you have made a sort of business out of this. back out of the hobby. It's something that you guys have a sort of unique perspective on, because it's something you do both in your daytime but also in your nighttime. And given that I'm someone who struggles to figure out how to do it in the nighttime, I don't know how I could do 9 to 5 of one thing and then 5 to 9 of another, sort of, of the same thing, So kudos to you guys, honestly. So speaking of, my Scarborough District Model Railways welcomed me and TT with open arms. They got me into my first show and were pivotal in getting me a job. So yeah, it's their fault, which is fantastic. You found an outlet and it worked, and suddenly your name is Peachy TT120 when it should probably be just TT now, right?
Oof, we're going to touch on that.
No, we're not going to. We're going to bring him back.
TT3.
We'll bring him that back for that conversation.
TT3 is dead. Long live TT120.
No. It's just TT. Nobody refers to it as TT120 now. No, I digress. That's something. That's something I do want to. I do want to stress on. We have knocked on TT. We have knocked on manufacturers and things like that and been a little bit ridicule. I hope it's all in good faith, and I hope anything that we say here on stream, I hope it's all in good faith and it's all in good jest. If you do find some sort of offense or some sort of stress from what we say, please tell us, because
100%.
This is another outlet for the hobby. We want us to enjoy conversing with you guys and for you guys to enjoy talking to us and expressing your opinions to us. So if there's anything you don't like, please tell us. We won't be offended. We might ignore you for 48 hours beforehand, but we won't be offended.
Unless you don't like NG7, in which case I don't want that negativity.
Get out. Get out. Instantly get out.
I'll swat you away with a piece of NG7 track.
But it's 00 gauge track.
No, this is NG7.
Yeah,
but is it?
It's SL500, yes.
Yeah. But is it? I wouldn't be listening / watching. Oh. Oh. We're glad to have you. We're glad to have you. Please stay. Just
like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe. I haven't done that at all. We haven't. Phil, where have you been?
I don't. I think he's actually taken this evening off.
Yeah, I think he's ended up taking this evening. We haven't.
I don't think he's actually been in the chat at all, has he?
No, he has been. He was here. He was here. I just haven't seen join the Discord once.
No.
Join the Discord. We want to talk to you guys. We want to hear from you. The community needs to get better. We need to be able to help each other. And I think that's the essential thing.
Absolutely.
Here. I think that's the key. The key. Huh?
He's awake now.
We woke him up.
And I think this is the key. The key point of World Mental Health Month, World Mental Health Day, is that, as we said at the beginning, and as Red Ampton said at the beginning, it's all right to not be all right, and feel okay to talk about your issues and talk about your problems, because it's very likely somebody has been through that already or is willing enough to sit there and go through and have a calculated discussion with you on your issue. And speaking from someone who spent a lot of their time disbelieving that fact and came to the brink and managed to come back from that brink because of being able to talk to someone, it is the most important thing you will ever do.
Yeah.
Being able to understand that you can talk to someone is the most powerful thing you will be able to do. And then the sky is your limit. Once you get over that wall, the sky is your limit. So talk. Talk, 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 talk. Don't bottle it up. Get it out. Is all I can say.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you guys have anything else to add to this discussion, whether it's, you know, from a different point of view or something like that, you know, because unfortunately, just being a modeler, just being a hobbyist, I have a very, you know, normal point of view, I would say. Normal, because I'm not a manufacturer, I'm not a retailer, I don't have a job in this. So... I love Frasier. I love Frasier. So
Just
very much like
just don't sit and spoiling it. You know, there's people out there that will listen. You've just got to find them because they're not going to know what's going on in your head.
Yeah, the only person
Reach out to your friends.
Yeah, reach out to your friends. It can be a difficult thing to do because if you are in a bad spot, I mean, some people have touched on it in the chat, so I won't make any sort of shortcomings for me. I was in a really bad place, but it took me to get into this bad place to find out what was wrong with me. And George said one of the, in the comments, best thing he ever did was seek counselling. And that's something that I ended up doing. And then I actually got an answer to why I was in the state I was in. And when you get that answer, and in my case, it was, for the benefit of everybody here, was complex post-traumatic stress disorder, which is a huge thing to suddenly be hit with, that you've got something like that. And then you don't let that label, and that's the problem, especially with mental health, mental illness, you get a label. And when you get that label, it's a horrible thing. But you turn that to your advantage, and you get to understand yourself, your triggers, your whatever it may be. And then you can deal with that problem in a safe environment, like counselling or just something as simple as talking to your friends. And it can be such relief. But even just being around your friends, you might not need to talk about the problem. I mean, some of the best things that I've ever done with my Instagram account is actually doing a live running session and just talking to people. That is one of the best medicines out there.
Yeah.
Share your hobby, share your passion.
I just wanna thank you for sharing that, Charlie.
Yeah, thanks.
You know, that's very, very big of you, and I can understand how difficult that may have been.
Surprisingly not.
Really?
No, it's not. It's not difficult to share because these things are hidden away, and people don't talk about them because of that culture of masculinity.
Yes.
And it's not a weakness; it's a strength because it shows considerable amount of resilience.
Yeah.
Not that I'm bigging myself up, I can tell you.
Well, I mean, you know, could be a fancy pants.
Only on Saturdays.
Only on Saturdays. Yeah. So as Paxman says, PTSD is a big issue, and it's a horrible thing in the military. Yes, and it's a horrible thing in general. It really is.
Yeah.
You know, I can say from personal experience, the labeling issue is also a very big. I think it should be a disclaimer. You know, it should be a disclaimer of, by the way, you may get labeled.
Yeah.
You know, and having that label in itself of being marked with depression and things like that is a horrible thing to think about. It's also a hindering thing to think about, you know, or suddenly, you know, it's almost like being branded, you know, and it can be difficult to, I mean, talking from personal experience, after being branded as I relate to it, it can be very difficult to get out of that hole and think, actually, it's all right.
100%. And if you're around people that are not helping you, and you're asking for help, some wonderful words of advice from a well-known psychiatrist If people aren't listening to you, stop talking to them.
That is a great bit of advice.
In whatever field it is, whether it's mental health, your hobby, your model railway, life, if you're talking to them about it and they're not listening, fuck off. So much simpler. Don't drag yourself down.
So much simpler. So look, I think we've been able to cover quite a few bases with this discussion. I think we're going to start slowly ramping down. We're a little bit over time, but I think given the severity of the month and the issue, and we will also be doing a few things on social media over the coming month, to keep highlighting this issue, and saying, generating that you guys should always feel comfortable with reaching out, whether it's to us or other people or your friends or family or something like that. Any final thoughts on this, on mental health in the hobby in general, guys?
Oof.
Anything. It could be to do with anything. Anything to do with your own personal lives, work, home, whatever.
I'm going to reiterate what I said earlier. When getting into the loft or getting into your hobby room starts to feel like a chore, take a step back, give it a couple of days, a week, and then try again. Just keep doing that, rinse and repeat until it comes back again. You don't force yourself, otherwise you'll do even more damage.
Solemn words. Yeah, definitely don't overdo it, is what I'll say. And if you think you're going to overdo it, stop, take a step back, and talk to someone about it. If it's something hobby related, come and speak to us, or anything related. Come and speak to us. Come and speak to someone in the hobby, or outside, and try and digress it. The last thing you want to do is you want to stress about things. Take a step back.
Absolutely.
Always take a step back. Max, you were pondering something.
Not quite. It was just yeah. It's
Wanted another cup of tea.
Yeah. It's been almost 2 hours since I've had a cup and it's dry.
He's practically gasping. Look at the poor guy.
He's parched, absolute parched.
yeah. Just keep going. It is worth it.
At the end of the day, it's all worth it. Last few comments here. So George says, I would also add that if you're struggling to seek help from professional therapists, etc., it can be beneficial. I can vouch.
Yeah.
Just be sure about it.
Yeah.
I will say that in the kindest of ways. Be very sure about it. If that's what you want to do and that's what you need to do, you need to be sure about it. Sometimes talking to someone close to you is the first step, and talking to a professional is the next step.
Yeah. Definitely seek out professional help, even if it's. In the UK we've got the NHS. Don't wait. Go straight for. Spend the money.
Retail therapy.
Yeah, retail therapy is also a good option.
What if I'm concerned about?
I'm sure that Chris will put in a link to the TMC website now.
Yeah, there's a retail therapy link.
But now I'm concerned about Tom having hundreds of bobs to paint.
Well, no, because he's not doing painting anymore.
Are the figures?
I don't. Tim, are you doing painting of figures still?
Sorry if I got that wrong, but
Didn't he stop doing that? I think he's painting the figures. It's the buildings he's not painting. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, if you feel that. Yeah, so
because the buildings take ages.
Are we all gonna just go off the stream and order a painted Bob Symes right now? I don't think mine will be in time for my mother to fly here on Thursday, so
I ought to anyway because I've got
Aw.
a Bartman Green Arrow, and the box is signed by Bob Symes.
Oh wow, okay.
So because I met him at Railfest 2004.
Oh, then you need to do that.
So I need Bob on the footplate probably. Yeah.
Perfect. So painted Bob signs in back. Yeah, Tim, I've seen the recent posts you've done, and I don't envy you, my friend. I really don't. Let's have a look. Steven says, "I'll be honest. This time of year, it always sends me down a bit. A few years ago, I was fairly bad at this hobby. The people in it, the guys in our club, and the guys I chat to on Insta all help big time." Yep, and I will say this over and over again. The people in this hobby can be fantastic. It's try not to let that 1% drive you down. I can say. And then last comment we have here from Redampton: always try to be kind to yourself. 100%, as you say, real strength can and will come from being in a bad place. Things will always get better. Many of us have been here, have seen and show that. So it goes back to that age-old adage: the only place from rock bottom is up.
Yep.
And when you realise that, and you reach out and grab that ladder, whether that ladder is a friend or something. Can we end the Tim thing, please? I promise not to call you. Okay, fine. Let's end the Tim.
I was struggling with it every time.
We'll end it here. We'll end it here.
Yeah.
I'm just carrying on from Hilton. Don't blame me. Blame Hilton.
Draw a line in the sand now.
Yeah,
That's it.
If you don't stop it, it'll go back to the pub.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We don't want you to go. Don't go to the pub. Have a home cooked meal and stay with us. No, I think we've been able to dodge the nail here. You know, not smack it into absolute oblivion here. So, at the end of the day, talk to your friends. Talk to people. Don't overdo it. And enjoy yourselves. And if you're not enjoying yourselves, stop. Take a step back. Which is all you can do these days. And come and watch us on a week. Every week on a Thursday, come and watch us. Somebody will be around. So, Rob.
It counts as participating in the hobby, and you don't even have to do anything.
Exactly. I mean, this is my hobby outlet for the week, and if I don't do anything else, it's all right. It's not
still
right.
counts, yeah.
It still counts. Rob, while you've shown that, we have to go into this now.
I'm running out of time here now.
Re-announce it quickly.
If you want one of these in N, TT, 00 or 7mm, go to Bunter's Yard and get one, please.
It looks
It's
fantastic.
our first bit of merch, but we don't get any money from it, but Bunter's Yard does, so go and support him.
Yeah.
You're not being paid to say that.
We're not being paid to say this. We're just very happy that this has happened.
We're just happy that it exists.
We're happy that it exists.
Mert have one too.
At least we've expanded our horizons beyond rails.
This is true.
Yes, Bunter's Yard.
No, I think this is great. I think this has been a fantastic chat, guys.
If anyone could design an oldie worldy version for those of us who don't do modern image, that'd be great. Just putting that out there because I know Dan said, "Not my
he
era."
did mention it. Yeah, not my era.
and I was tempted. I was like, he's on point there.
Yeah,
that's how I would with Bunter's Yard and see what you can do.
No. So look, guys, let's slowly wrap this up. I think, as I said beforehand, we're going to try and touch on this, during the streams and during our reels and Instagram posts and things like that. But this month, more than any, reach out to people, have conversations with your friends, with your loved ones, things like that. You're not alone. And I think that's the key takeaway from all of this is you are not alone.
We're in this together.
We're all in this together. As we do that, Rob, while we've ended this on a solemn note, what can people expect next week? Who can people expect next week?
Next week, we're not sure who's co-hosting, but we do have Tom from Tom's Modelling Corner coming on. And this is actually a direct replacement because James is buggering off and leaving us. So Tom is filling in for James next week. And we will have either or and both Charlie and Max, whichever if they want to get involved. And we will be discussing the modelling season.
Is there such a thing?
'Tis the season.
The winter, autumn and winter, because they're cooler, people tend to go indoors and do modelling.
You're supposed to say you'll find out next week.
You'll find out next week on the Shunting Yard.
We'll just edit that out. You won't argue live.
Well, it's okay. It's okay. We'll edit that out. We'll edit that out.
I guess he's not coming on then.
You don't have to worry if it'll pan out or not,
Right.
James, because you won't be here.
I'm not going to be. The problem is I'll be here in the pre-show. I won't be here during the show. That's the problem,
okay.
you know. So look, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you all. You guys in the chat, again, absolute pleasure having you as well. Thank you for listening to us rant or talk solemnly for the last 2 hours. I don't like the sound of that. I'll be busy. Well, good luck.
Dan's not offering to join in then.
Is he not coming on then?
I don't think he's coming on then.
No.
We're going to have to start running that regular meme.
Yeah.
Thunderblade, thank you very much for joining us, mate. We appreciate you taking the time. Thank you very much to everybody for joining us. You know, we enjoy this as much as you guys do. So your support means everything to us. You know, at the end of the day, we're 4 blokes that have sat down on a Thursday night and having a chat with each other. And, you know, we've got
And you lot.
20, 30 of you guys joining us anyway. So we really appreciate it. You know, it's good for our mental health. Hopefully it's good for your mental health. On that note, Max, where can people find you if they want to look out for your content?
They can find me on Instagram and YouTube under Mountaineer1265.
Fantastic. Go and have a look. Rob, where can people find you?
You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook under the Kiln Line.
Brilliant. If you haven't followed already, go and follow those two. Charlie, what about you, mate?
You can find me on Instagram and YouTube as Hooterton Model Railway. And if you're lucky enough to be on Instagram on a Saturday, you might catch me on a live running session.
Looking forward to those. As much as I wish I could join every single one of them, I try my best. I try my best. And then if you want to find me, you can look for at the Little Western on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Go ahead. Hopefully I'll have something soon. But also, if you haven't already, Rob has a new video. He's down there. Rob has a new video up very, very recently. It's fantastic. Go and smash that view button. Go and watch it. Go smash the like button, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. Let's get him back in the groove, shall we? We need to keep all of our accounts above the Shunting Yard, you know. The Shunting Yard is catching up to me. So we need to hurry up and start boosting, you know. But
That doesn't mean you can't subscribe to the Shunting Yard. Get that, smash that
too.
button.
Do that too. And share it with your friends, please. Share with everybody you know. The more the merrier. We really appreciate it. So guys, gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Everybody in the chat, absolute pleasure as well. And these guys will see you all next Thursday, 8 p.m. Take it easy. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.